So yesterday there was a pretty crazy situation involving Gooseworx and the amazing digital circus fandom. I made a video about it which I recommend you to watch if you haven't seen it yet, but since then we got an update from some figures in the indie animation community, a response from Gooseworx, and even a statement from Glitch Productions themselves. Like usual, I'll give a brief bit of context on what happened and then move on to discuss all the new things. At the end I'll give some personal thoughts. Also, same as before, don't harass anyone mentioned in this video. I hope you enjoy. So, for those who are unaware about everything that's transpired, Gooseworx talked about the show recently on livestreams, especially how Pomni and Jax are the main characters. A lot of people just assumed generally that Pomni was the solo main character, and that Jax was sort of shoehorned in, either for funny bunny appeal or as a way to give Pomni more importance in the story. Gooseworx also had an active Reddit account where she gave insight about things and also teased future plot points. Once Twitter discovered this, however, they took what she said out of context and got upset, using it as further evidence that the digital circus was the Pomni and Jax show while everyone else was left out. After all of this, Gooseworx deleted her Reddit account and issued an apology over on Blue Sky, saying that she didn't mean to harm anyone and was sorry for the statements she made. So, with that covered, let's get into the new developments. Goose made a few statements on sites like Twitter and Blue Sky. She ended up reposting her statement over on Twitter and actually gave an additional reply, so we'll cover that one. Her post reads, "Sorry for the breakdown earlier, honestly I haven't been behaving very professionally on social media, so I think I need to step back from it and reevaluate my priorities." In a follow-up she says, "To clarify, this isn't really about criticism. You should be able to criticize the show without feeling guilty. I had a lot building up in my mind, combined with intense burnout and pressure to make the finale perfect. In the end, I'm the one who snapped, so I should reflect." So her first post is an apology, saying she wasn't professional on social media and needs to take a step back. In her second reply, she's basically explaining how the situation isn't about criticism. You can criticize the show. However, she was under a lot of pressure with making the finale and was feeling burnt out, so she snapped. Within the past hour, Glitch Productions themselves came out with a statement. It's pretty lengthy, so let's get into it. "Hey all, we've seen some of the recent posts online surrounding the digital circus and its community, and we wanted to take a moment to address it. Right now, there's a lot of noise online, and we know it can be exhausting and really make something you enjoy feel darker than it really is. However, when we think of our fans, we think of the artists pouring their hearts into every piece of fan art, the cosplayers bringing these characters to life in ways that genuinely move us, the people who show up to every discussion with thoughtfulness and heart, and the ones who have built something genuinely special here. You are what this community is really about. The majority of this fandom is made up of people just like you. We've had the privilege of meeting many of you at conventions and across social media, and we find is a fandom full of kind, creative, and passionate people who genuinely care about the stories we tell. This is what truly defines this fandom. We've also seen the enormous amount of love and support from many of you for Goose since this has unfolded, and it's meant the world to her and us. She feels really supported. What you've all built around this show, the friendships, art, and conversations is all real and what really matters. Take a moment and be kind to yourselves and each other. This community means something special to us and we love you all. The Glitch team." So there's been a variety of posts and comments from people who either voice acted on the show or in the industry, so I think we should go through a couple of these. I'll summarise each one, but feel free to pause and read in your own time. The first is Tomska. He basically said that he empathises with Goose a lot. It's important to take breaks from social media because the human mind wasn't made to withstand such high levels of scrutiny. We have one from Michael Kovac. He talks about how the fanbase is lovely. It's just the toxic small minority that soured things. He wants people to be kind. Ashley Nichols made a post about how she was harassed for saying what Jax did in episode 7 was shitty, but she never expected the creator of the show to get the same treatment for saying the main characters are the main characters. Alex Rockon chimed in and made a couple really interesting posts. His first one talks about how he's been taking a break from sites like Twitter because it's tiring to interact with so many people. In another, he said that theories and expectations have had a nasty impact on culture. People get mad when the story they set up in their head doesn't align with what the creator has planned. He uses episode 7 as an example. Since there's a lot of children in the fandom, they miss the point of 7. Vivzipop made a couple posts about it. Her main one talks about how a creator being cringe or annoying isn't justification to treat them badly. People use criticism as an excuse for genuine cruelty. She wants people to treat humans like humans. Goose also received lots of sweet comments from other creators you'll be familiar with, like Senior Pello, Gianni, John Winefield, and Michaela Laws. So with Goose's response and a few updates from people who worked on the show, let's get into my thoughts.
Sometimes I pretend my wife is Jax, I might be gay.
So same as the first video, I actually think Goose didn't really need to apologise. In everything she said, she was really respectful. On the livestream, she was just responding generally. Her Reddit replies were also completely fine, they weren't mean-spirited or anything like that. However, I think Goose apologising is definitely a good move. It's the best way to move on from this. She is taking everyone's advice and taking a step back, which is a good thing. She did clarify that she has no problem with criticism, which I think everyone knew already. She has no problem with people pointing out things about her show. However, due to things like burnout and worry over creating the finale, it led to her making those posts, which people then took out of context to make her look bad. The bit about the finale as well is interesting. Creating the finale is probably the most stressful part of any show. A bad finale can totally sour the entire thing and can lead to a lot of upset fans. A lot of people probably don't know this, but Goose is the sole writer on the digital Circus. She doesn't have a team of writers with her to balance things. If the ending doesn't live up to fan expectations, she will receive the brunt of the backlash. All of this was caused because of a few statements about Pomni and Jax, so you can imagine how angry people could be if the ending doesn't live up to the hype. In regards to Glitch's statement, I think it was really well put together. They acknowledged what happened, but also took notice of the way the community reacted. They recognised that a lot of the fans came out to support Goose, which they appreciated. The last two lines sort of tied everything together, saying that the community is special and they love us all. Like with Goose's post, you could definitely put forward the argument that they could have ignored the entire thing and it would blow over, but I think this is a nice way for them to put an end to things. It'll definitely help to bring the community together, rather than tear it apart, which is the best way to go about it. I also just like the formatting of it. It doesn't come across as corporate or cold at all. Glitch clearly cares a lot about its showrunners and the communities that support them. Out of the comments made by some of the voice actors who worked on the show, I think the one that resonated with me the most was the ones by Alex Rocon. He's completely right, the theory culture has totally trashed a lot of fandoms. Animation takes a long time, so it's many months between uploads. This gives fans time to cook up theories and headcanons. It's impossible for the show to ever live up to these. So when that time comes, they get angry. Like Alex said, theories are not the problem, it's just how fans perceive them and get so attached. Episode 7 was a fantastic episode, it subverted everyone's expectations. But, as pointed out by Alex, people were upset that it didn't follow what they thought it would be. I've mentioned this before, but people don't seem to realise that the Digital Circus is genuinely one of the best indie shows of all time. If you go on IMDb, it consistently gets better reviews as the show goes on. Most fans absolutely adore the plot, myself included. It's just this small vocal minority of people that you can never appease. I think one of the things fans liked most about Goose was the way she handled things in a very informal, fun way. Her tweets about random things, her Tumblr posts, and her comments on live streams were hilarious. She had a unique way of going about things. However, unfortunately, in the past it led to some situations. One example was when she joked about Ragatha making out with one of her friends, but crazy people proceeded to send Goose's friend death threats. This entire ordeal is the latest example. If Goose does have a more professional social media presence from this point onwards, I think it'll be understandable. We'd all miss her fun comments and things like that, but it's absolutely for the best if it means she can take a break and focus on working on the show she loves. So, that's everything really. I think at this point the situation is definitely over. I don't think Goose will make any more statements and hopefully her break goes well. Glitch's update has also just sort of closed the book on this, which I think was the best way to end things. I also think I'm done talking about this. I've said everything I've needed to, so I think we can hopefully focus on looking forward to the next episode that comes out in March. So, what do you think? If you have any thoughts on the topic, let me know in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching.